Alrighty. So we have impromptu speeches. I'm gonna pick out of my little Halloween mug. Alright, so I got surgeries. I know you can't see that, but we're gonna go ahead and start my timer. 1 minute on the clock. You're falling. There's my timer. Alrighty. So my first experience with surgeries was when I was in about 3rd grade, and my best friend, Piper Nishida, had to have a really extensive knee surgery. We were just coming out of a practice from a national competition, and she was warming up on the trampolines, and all of a sudden she fell back and her knee snapped the wrong way. So that was my first experience with surgeries, of having to put her into the hospital and being there for her in the ambulance ride, and it was super chaotic. But the 3 different types of surgeries are going to be, if you go under general anesthesia, which is what you see in most hospitals. They put you under, big whole thing, you don't feel anything. The next type would be a local anesthetic, which is kind of like when you're under laffy gas when you get your wisdom teeth out. You're kind of awake, but you're not really fully there, and you don't really feel any pain. And the last would be an epidural, so which is like when you have a C-section. You're not going to feel anything, but you're going to be totally awake for the surgery, and you can't feel anything from about your rib cage down. I have a personal love for surgeries, which sounds really odd, but I would love to be a surgical nurse. I'm in the nursing program and I'm working on it, but I really love trauma. So I would love to be a part of the whole prepping the patient and having the patient go under and being able to experience surgeries up close and in person. I've had several surgeries myself. I've had my tonsils out. I have had 3 sinus surgeries and 1 procedure on my ears. And I might be going in for another procedure soon. So surgeries actually make up a rather big part of my life. And overall, surgeries do make up a rather big part of my life. So this was a rather easy topic for me to talk on. All right, so pick up our mug one more time. All right, so I got fitness. Go ahead and start our timer. You guys are falling. So fitness tends to be a rather big part of most people's lives. For me, it's played a huge role. I have been an athlete my entire life for basically as long as I can remember. But recently that came to an end. So I have tried to pick up other sports and other things to keep me busy. But there's a couple different types of athletics that you can be, and many people will argue what's the athletic build that your ideal, what's considered athletic, I guess. And in my personal experience, there's a couple different ways you can be. So there's the power / like weightlifting body type, which is very muscular and built. I'm definitely more built like this. I have really broad shoulders, and well, I'm not built like any of those tiny little cross-country girls. But weightlifting has played a huge part in my life, from college athletics to athletics when I was back in club sports. So that would be the first type, would be power and weightlifting, which is all the sports I did, which was gymnastics and diving. The other type of athletic build I would say would be the more cardio. So anybody who's a runner or track and field, they're built more slenderly and their muscles are built more lean, and they don't bulk up as much. They tend to be really skinnyly built and not a lot of bulk of muscle on them. And there's no determination whether or not one's more fit than the other. It's just two different types of athletic ability. In my personal experience, I was a gymnast for years, since I was probably 2nd grade up until 8th, and then I had a really easy transition over to diving, which I eventually later got a scholarship to UNLV. And then when that came to an end, I have been struggling to find a way to stay fit, but I've taken up boxing, which I actually really love and is a lot of fun, and I've become much more invested in surfing, which I've done since probably 3rd grade. But it's always been super important to me to stay fit and to stay an athletic build, because otherwise I feel like all my hard work has turned to nothing. So there's definitely other ways I could stay fit. I could go to the gym more, I could go on runs. Anybody looking to lose weight with COVID and everything, with the gyms closed down, diet and exercise are super important. And I've definitely tried to find ways to stay active, but not necessarily in a gym. So like I said, surfing has been one of my main athletics that I've been doing recently. But health and fitness is super important to me, and it has been my entire life. So I would encourage everyone to try and stay in that lifestyle, but I understand that's not for everyone, but for me it's super important. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get our mug one more time. Got this one. Alright, so I got candy. So let's just go ahead and start our timer. 1 minute on the clock. Alright, and that's the timer. Sorry. Alright. So every child has had that experience of coming back from a holiday and being absolutely sick off of how much candy they ate. And one of my favorite things that I think of when I think of candy is what candies are associated with what holidays. So, for example, Valentine's Day, you always have the box of chocolates. Or Easter, you have Peeps and jelly beans and chocolate eggs, and of course the chocolate bunnies. St. Patrick's Day, you got those little gold coins that the leprechaun brings you that are chocolate. That also kind of go along with Hanukkah. Let's see. Oh, and Halloween, of course, you have candy canes. You can't miss those. But Halloween is always the one most associated with candy. Their special candies usually revolve somewhere around candy corn, or my personal favorite, candy apples, if you consider that a candy. But obviously, when it comes to Halloween, you go trick-or-treating. And my personal favorite when I was little was, of course, the Big Bar House. I'm not sure who else liked the Big Bar House. I'm pretty sure everybody. But, we always got so excited walking up the steps to the house where we knew always handed out Big Bars every year. And getting to pick your favorite, or like the Hershey's or the Snickers, Reese's, Milky Ways. And those are usually the 4 that come in the package. Oh, and sometimes Butterfingers do as well. I always chose the Snickers. Those have been my favorite by far every year. But trick-or-treating just brings back so many memories, and sitting on the floor and dumping out your pillowcase of all the candy that you had gotten from that year, and sorting out which ones you liked and which ones you didn't, and doing the trades of, oh, I'll give you 2 Snickers if you want to give me 2 of your Reese's, and oh god, it was great. My personal favorite is Snickers, like I said. I have a weird thing against Reese's, don't hate me, but when I was little, my parents used to mix Reese's peanut butter cups with a medicine that I had to take a lot, and now every time I can taste the Reese's, I can still kind of taste the medicine, and it ruined Reese's a little bit for me, so don't hate me for it. But I mean, I love candy corns as well. I know it's a very controversial. Some people think they taste like wax. I love them. Not sure why I do. But candy's definitely one of my favorite parts of all the holidays, and it seems rather appropriate since Halloween is just around the corner.